Hello everybody, the Quiet Atheist here yet again with another very interesting video for you guys today. Now before I get started with anything regarding this article, I wanted to let you all know that this article will be placed in the description down below for everyone to take a look at just in case you guys are interested, of course. Now, when it comes to this video that I'm making for you guys today, I thought that I would take this opportunity to basically dedicate this video to Christians like true empiricism. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that there are Christians out there like true empiricism who basically say that there is no discrimination against atheists and that all we are doing is basically blowing smoke up people's asses despite the evidence to the contrary. Now, this article is about countries that will actually kill you if you are an atheist. And I wanted to talk about that for a moment, and then I'm going to talk about our country afterwards. So, it's often said that the world is becoming an increasingly secular place. Just last week, David Cameron sparked backlash when he used his Easter message to describe the UK as a Christian country. Critics pointed out that just 30% of people in the UK describe themselves as religious, making Britain one of the least religious countries in the world. 53% of people say they have no faith, while 13% claim that they are committed atheists. However, despite the prevalence of atheism and humanism in the UK, many may be surprised to know that having no faith can be a life or death matter around the world. In 13 countries, you can be sentenced to death for not having faith in a god or gods. So let's get to these countries' true empiricism. Number 1, Afghanistan. Number 2, Iran. Number 3, Malaysia. Number 4, Maldives. Number 5, Mauritania, I believe. Number 6, Nigeria. Number 7, Pakistan. Number 8, Qatar. Number 9, Saudi Arabia. Number 10, Somalia. Number 11, Sudan. Number 12, United Arab Emirates. Number 13, Yemen. These countries actually make laws that authorize people to sentence atheists to death simply because they lack a belief in a god or gods. Now, if this isn't discrimination, I don't know what is. And you Christians out there who think this way, who have this delusion that there is no discrimination against atheists, need to have a reality check as far as I'm concerned, because there is evidence to the contrary, and I just provided some for you guys. Now, it really offends me when people think it's okay to harm atheists. It really offends me to see people thinking that it's okay to commit crimes against atheists. You know, these people have no moral foundation to stand on in any way, shape, or form, and we see this time and time again. Now, as far as these countries that I have listed is concerned, I think that they are very barbaric countries, you know, and the evidence is right here. Now, there are other countries, from what I understand, that don't have any laws on the books in regards to sentencing atheists to death. But there are a lot of religious individuals in this country, or countries, if you will, who absolutely have no problem executing atheists. You know, we have seen this all over the place. The bloggers in Bangladesh were killed simply because they wanted to share their ideas, simply because they were atheists, simply because they wanted to promote secularism, right? These religious idiots over there thought that that was so much of a threat that they literally had to hack these bloggers to death. And that's fucking barbaric. How many times must this happen for Christians to actually get this to sink in their fucking head that, you know, discrimination against atheists actually exists? It is a significant problem, not only in our country, but all over the place, where in a lot of ways, atheists have it a lot worse. It's pathetic, it really is. So let's talk about our country for a minute. When it comes to discrimination against atheists, it does actually exist in this country. For example, atheists are not allowed to become the president of the United States because Christians think that somehow atheists are so much of a threat that they do not deserve a seat of power like that. When in all actuality, I personally think that an atheist would run this country a hell of a lot better than a Christian would. And that's my opinion, whether, these Christians like it or not. I'm going to be honest here. We have seen over the years, as far as track records are concerned, how Christians run this country, right? I think it's horrible. I think that what they are doing within society is horrible, whether it's defunding Planned Parenthood, whether it's trying to take away the rights of women when it comes to their own personal health, when it comes to discriminating against atheists, when it comes to discriminating against the LGBTQ community, when it comes to all of this horrible shit, it really shows us that they have no ability to run this country. They have no respect for the Constitution. They have no fucking respect for anything regarding the laws of this land. We see this all of the time. They try to implement their little religious agenda or their little religious narrative into places where it doesn't belong. I have always had the position that religion needs to stay completely out of government because we see what kind of a negative impact that it has in this country. There are atheist families that have been bullied out of their neighborhoods simply because they were atheists. And if you Christians don't believe me, here's one for example. Take Jessica Alquist. She was literally bullied day in, day out, day in, day out. Why? Because she was an atheist. Why? Because she lacked a belief in a God or gods. Why? Because she saw a violation of the Constitution in her public school. She wasn't going to let it happen, and rightfully so. I wouldn't have let it happen either. These Christians within this school were clearly violating the laws, but they were discriminating against her by totally not taking her seriously. In fact, one of the officials even called her an evil little thing simply because she wanted to address something that was important. This is discrimination at its finest. And I'm sorry that you Christians cannot be honest enough to understand what reality is and what it has to offer. Many of you Christians think that it's okay that atheists, have their rights taken away from them. Many of you Christians think that it's okay to have the rights of the LGBTQ community taken away from them. Many of you think that it's okay to have the rights of women when it comes to their own personal health taken away from them. All of you individuals out there basically want to have a theocracy in this country, and I have talked about this so many fucking times until I'm literally blue in the face, right? You will never be happy until everything and everyone is under your proverbial boot, and that has to come to an end, as far as I'm concerned. So I actually hope that one day an atheist can actually become the president of the United States, because I think that rationality and common sense plays a significant role in regards to running a country. And from what I've seen, Christians don't have these features. They don't at all. They don't have any passion for their fellow human beings. We have seen this time and time again. They want to implement all their religious narratives into society, and they really don't care if it has a negative impact on people or not, because they all want this gigantic echo chamber within this country where everybody agrees with them, basically, and it's simply disgusting. It really is. So, in conclusion, true empiricism and Christians out there like you, discrimination does exist in this country, and not only that, it exists in other countries as well, where atheists have even a worse problem than we do in this country. And that's all I have to say about that. And I know that there are a lot of Christians out there in this country who, if they could get away with it, all of us atheists would be lined up, ready for the slaughter, if you will. That's how pathetic these individuals are. That's how they have this inappropriate fundamentalist mindset where they want to rule like a bunch of fucking kings, when this is a power that they do not deserve. Because what happens when these people have this type of power? They abuse it. They don't care about anybody but themselves. They don't care if they discriminate against other people because it's all about their religion. And that's all I have to fucking say about this. It is what it is. Now, I know you Christians out there are probably going to have a problem with every bit of what I said in this video. But to be honest with you guys, I don't really care. The truth is the truth. And the sooner that you guys actually learn what reality is about, the better off you guys will actually be. And that's all I have to say. So I will see you guys next time.